Hi, you're watching Teens Make Clay Creations. I'm Paige, a teen assistant at Boiling Springs Library. In this video, I'll show you how to make 3 different air-dry clay projects with the supplies in the Clay Creations Pick-Me-Up Kit. See the description below to request a Pick-Me-Up Kit, available while supplies last. First, I'll be making these frog chop sticker paintbrush rests, then these animal pinch pots with a lid, and finally a wand. In your kit, you'll receive 1 packet each of Crayola Model Magic in red, blue, yellow, and white. We've also included a color wheel to help you mix these colors. Make sure you have a bag or other airtight container before opening any clay. We've also included several tools for you to use and experiment with, such as this glue spreader, a larger scraper that can be used to cut clay, one cookie cutter, and then we're using one of our chopsticks for the wand project, and then the other one can be used as a roller. And we have these small rhinestones for the wand project as well. You may also need a clipboard if you don't have another flat surface to work on. And if your clay dries out at any time, you can knead in a small amount of water. Before we get started with our projects, I'll show you how to mix the clay to get colors other than what we've provided. All of the color mixing information is also on the laminated color wheel card that we included in your pick-me-up, so refer back to that if you don't remember how to make any colors. The 3 that we've included are red, yellow, and blue, or the 3 primary colors. Secondary colors are made from mixing 2 primary colors together. Red and yellow make orange, yellow and blue make green, and blue and red make purple. To mix your clay to make a new color, take an equal amount of the 2 colors you're mixing, kneading them together until they've combined completely. The outside ring on our color wheel shows tertiary colors, which are made by mixing secondary and primary colors together. Blue and green make light blue, blue and purple make a darker blue, and so on. Your color wheel card also shows color combinations that are visually appealing. You can refer back to it if you'd like to use multiple colors in any of the projects we go over, but you're not sure which to use. I'm starting this one by mixing blue and yellow to make green, adding extra yellow to make it more of a lime green. After it's mixed, we'll need to roll it out into a slab. I used a chopstick, but you could use a smooth pencil or similar item for this. You can use your hands to shape and smooth it to make sure it's rolling out evenly. For the smaller frog, I used the clay cutter, pushing down evenly on my slab to make a little circle. After rolling the leftover green clay back into a slab, I used the scraper to cut the flat part of my bigger frog. I went back with the sharp side of the glue scraper to clean the bottom up a little. Then I traced the top of the frog into the slab lightly before pressing down harder to cut it out. I also used it to pry it up from the surface of the table without messing up the slab too much. Then I used my fingers and the blunt side of the glue scraper to clean it up a little bit and smooth out those rough edges. Make sure your chopstick rest can stand up on its own and that it can indeed hold a chopstick or paintbrush before you set it out to dry. I had to press evenly on the clay cutter to get it to release the slab for the smaller frog, but otherwise the process for cutting and shaping that was the same. I referred to the color wheel card to find a couple colors that would go well with that light green. For the frog's faces, I rolled and cut out small pieces of clay before gently pressing them in place on the slab. Pieces of Model Magic stick together well, and you can use the glue scraper to press them in firmly or adjust them slightly. After your chopstick rest is done, it's time for the clay to dry. Put your finished project somewhere dry where it won't be disturbed. You can check on it in about 24 hours, but it may take longer for larger projects. Make sure you set a portion of your clay aside for the legs and lid. Start your pinch pot by rolling the clay into a ball, poking it once in the middle. Pinch it evenly, shaping the outside and edges with your hands as you go. Once the base is done, roll 4 balls of clay of equal size. You can roll them into short cylinders on your workspace or use your hands. Line them up and give them a little tap just to make sure they're flat on both sides. Now I'm just trying to line them up so I can adhere them to my base all at once. I'm pushing down from the bottom of the pot so I don't mess up the sides or the top. Make sure you go back with your glue spreader to gently press the edges more firmly into the bottom of the pot. You can leave them alone at this point or shape them into little paws like I did. To make the lid, roll another ball of clay. Press it down evenly against the surface of your workspace and compare it to your pot. You can make it larger by pressing it a little harder, or roll it back and try again if it's too large. Adhere the ears to your lid and the tail to the pot the same way we attach the legs. Make sure you leave your pot to dry legs up, otherwise they'll squish down under the pot's weight. You can add a face with clay or use a pen after it dries like I did. To make brown for your wand, start by mixing equal parts of all 3 of the primary colors. To add a tint, you can add extra of any color. Here we can see the 3 browns that are tinted with blue, yellow, and red. Feel free to experiment with the different colors you can tint it with. Here I showed what it would look like with green, white, and purple. I decided to make the example wand brown tinted with purple, but you can use any color or multiple colors. Roll your clay out into a thin slab until you can cover your chopstick up completely. Roll the wand against your workspace, tearing off extra clay. Once you have a thin layer covering the entire chopstick, smooth the surface before moving on to the next step. Use the glue spreader and the scraper to give it thin lines to give it more of a bark-like texture. Now that the base of the wand is done, you can add any embellishments. It's easier to pick up and place the rhinestones with tweezers, but you can also use your fingers. Make a small indent in the clay, place your gem, then push the clay around the gem to hold it in place. Let your wand dry and you're finished. These are just a few of the projects you can make with the Clay Creations Pick-Me-Up. The possibilities are endless. We have programs happening all summer long. Be sure to follow us at SCPL Teens to stay in the loop about programs, contests, and more. Thanks for watching!